one of the things that a lot of people who were picking the Sixers to beat the Knicks before that Heat game now, a lot of people are flopping to the other end of it because they said seeing the way Embiid looked against the Heat the other night has kind of put a pause on the Sixers' love against the Knicks. But he did come alive in the fourth quarter. He had a really good fourth quarter. But my question is, do you think, looking at the way he played on against the Heat, is that more of an injury thing, Eric, or is that still a conditioning issue? Going from being off for two months, then playing 8 games, then going to a playoff atmosphere game like that. I mean, does that more? Would you say it's kind of a combo of the two, or you say it's more injury than conditioning from what you saw at the game against the Heat?
Some guys I've spoken to, even at the barbershop, when I took my boys to get haircuts, guys were talking about it and they were asking about it, and out of everybody's mouth is, man, I like Philly beat Knicks, but only if Joel's healthy. So that's the word. I mean, and one guy in particular was just what you said. He didn't look good at all in that playing game. So you're right. From my experience, from people I've seen, like it's, I think y'all gonna win, but I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna play the whole series. But the thing is, I think now I'm confirmed that what we're seeing now is pretty much going to be who he's going to be.
What we're going to see.
So, can we win a series with him like that? Yes, we can. But we have to have everyone else playing well. We have to have some guys are going to have to be above average, like Batum, above average. Maxey, who I thought was below average, that Heat game, he's going to have to be above average, especially if he can kind of neutralize Brunson.
Yeah,
that will really help us.
Yes,
but as far as Joel, I mean, I get it. I understand with people changing their minds on us going forward because of his injury. My thing with the Knicks is the Knicks are still without Randall too. So I still feel, even with Joel limited, I mean, he still had 23-15 or 23-17.
23-15.
If he's able to give us those numbers while still being efficient, we can definitely win it. So I think it's the efficiency. So because if he's going to play fewer minutes, the more efficient he is, the better. And I think the more efficient he is, the more they're inclined to double him, which opens up more opportunities for other guys. We will have to shoot well from the outside and from the three against the Knicks, because if we don't, they will pack that paint in there, and we will have a hard time scoring the whole series. So we have to make shots to loosen up and spread out their defense.
We didn't really play well in the Heat game at all.
No, we didn't play well. I mean, in some ways we
it was
deserve
a bad game.
Yeah, in some ways we deserve to lose.
Oh yeah, it was a bad game. They didn't play well either. So like it was just a tale of different halves. Like we played. I think we played worse in the first half than they played in the second half.
I had guys tell me if Jimmy didn't get hurt, we lose the game, and I had to think about it.
They should have been winning by like. They should have been killing us at one point.
Yeah, so it's him getting injured. I thought what it did was it limited him attacking. He became more of a jump shooter. So it did, and then Hero didn't shoot well either. So Bam got in foul trouble. Like we did enough to win, but it wasn't a confidence building win.
It was a grinded out, but I mean that I guess in a way it helps us a little bit because I think there are going to be some grinded out games in this series coming up. So that brand of winning,
that's what the playoffs is going to be.
Yeah, get it done. Who cares? I mean, I think that's going to be the kind of mantra of this series coming up. But yeah, we didn't really play well. You're right, Maxey didn't play well at all. we were just cold. Our bench, which is ironic, right? Our bench has always been our Achilles heel. Our bench actually like saved us. 14 of 24 from the bench. Obviously 7 of 12.
It's like that, man. That's what playoff basketball is. Like, it could be someone else's night each night. You do what you have to do to try to win the game.
And we have a lot of guys, kind of what I was saying in the Heat game. It's so different than years past. We have a lot of guys who can kind of shine like that as like the fourth guy on a given night. Like Lowry could get hot and have like a little 15-point output. Batum obviously proved he can do that. Hield can get hot on a given night and have 15, 17 points.
Yeah.
Kelly can do the 15 to 20. Tobias can do the 15 to 20. I think you're right, though. I think if Maxey can get within 4 points of Brunson every game without shooting 35 times, but I think if he can almost equal Brunson's point output, we should be pretty healthy.
Yes.
I think that should be a pretty healthy series for us. Because, I mean, once you have that, it's like that's their big gun, right?
Yeah.
So aside from that, you have now here comes our next guns with Embiid, Harris, Hield, Lowry, Kelly. So like their next four guys have to equal that. I mean, and they've been playing well, but I don't know if over a series they can equal out the guys that I just named in points. I just don't think so. So it really comes down to Maxey trying to like just cancel out Brunson's.
Yeah.
Joel, I think it's a combination of both. I think it's injury and I think it's just conditioning. There were a lot of minutes. He played 38. That's a lot for him at this point. Joel, man, we talked about this in every playoffs. He doesn't hide his emotions. You can tell in his body language how he's feeling. Yeah. And every single stoppage, I told Marcus the other day, I was like, man, every single stoppage, head down, just like hands on knees, head down. Like it wasn't, if he scored, he'd do the suck it thing, but like generally throughout the game, it was very mopey. It was very like you'd think we were down by 25 the entire game, right? It was like it was the second half of almost that last Boston game. Yeah, kind of like a demeanor, very, very low demeanor. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, does he bring his body language like that more so to replicate how he's playing or how he feels the game's going as a whole? Because even when we started to come back and we took the lead, I still didn't get that like energetic feel from him. He still feel very, very like low in demeanor. So that I think tells us how he's feeling overall. Hopefully, new life and it was a feel good win, even if we played like crap. It was an exciting way to win. It shouldn't have been that exciting. We were up like 5 with like 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my only concern is just keeping his head up. And I think if he gives us nights like that and good defense, solid rim protection, I think we could definitely win a grinded out series against the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm saying the more efficient he is, because it will be a grinded out series, and I think it'll be a slower pace, fewer possessions. So that's where the efficiency comes in. And he will be double teamed, and he will get different looks based on who's defending him and where he has the basketball. So it's a game of runs, like always. Taking care of the basketball is going to be huge because that first half against the Heat wasn't good at all.
Awful.
We almost gave the game away by our turnovers in the first half. They had a 12-point lead, and it could have been 22 points.
It should have been 22 points.
So, but it all starts with Joel. Injured or not, it does.
Yeah. I think the slow pace helps him too, by the way. That's good for him. Because with the way he's feeling right now, playing like the Pacers, for instance, and then like just sprinting on us every time, that would not be good for him right now.
Yeah.
The one thing that I thought was promising was the fact that he did play 38 minutes, the most he's played since he's come back, and his best quarter was that fourth quarter when he probably should have been his most tired and most exhausted, and that's where he stepped up the most. And it looked like Teja. I don't know, this is my opinion, but it looked like he kind of picked himself back up after he made that when he walked in that top of the key three, and then he like celebrated after that. I think his like mopiness maybe stemmed from his play not playing so hot up until that fourth quarter moment.
Even his suck it wasn't even that like emphatic. You know what I mean? His suck it was more of like a damn it, I finally hit one. It was like a man. It was like a frustration suck it.
Yeah.
Exhausted, man.
Hey, Paul Reed. I mean, kudos to him, man. 10 minutes, 3 of 3, 6 points, 1 block, 2 rebounds. Perfect in relief.
Yeah, Buddy Hield really stepped up too. I mean, he was part of that reason when we kind of maintained came back in that third quarter.
7 and 6, man.
Gotta love it.
6 assists for Buddy, and he contributed when his shot wasn't falling, which is I think more important than anything else.
He stayed aggressive. He found different ways to contribute.
Yeah.
All right. He did make a big 3 though.
He did.
Yes. Yeah. How about Campaign's 3, man? Came right in, hit a corner 3, left.
During the run. But that's what Cam is. He's not going.
He's ready.
He's not bashful.
Yeah.
He's not bashful.
Yeah, we have such good depth. I mean, just thinking about the depth we have on this team now versus what we had last year. I mean, that's the thing. We're gonna. I'm interested to see what Nurse does as we go along here, because I mean, you limit your rotation as we always talk about, but we have so many guys who can throw at them. We don't even have Melton, and we don't have Rocco. So I'm very curious to see how they kind of cook up things as we move along here.
Matchups, who we playing and how you're playing.